Hello, fellow Rosarians. I know it's been a while since we've done an unboxing. We have been through 18 unboxings now. This is number 19, and I'm doing this series so that you'll have a understanding when you place an order with a certain vendor just what to expect, because sometimes you're caught off guard about the size, the quality. So that's why I'm doing the series, so that when you place your orders in the fall, you can get everything that you want and from the right vendors. This unboxing is going to be interesting. I chose a vendor that I think is a small business, but I couldn't get them to respond to my emails. I placed the order a month ago on April the 4th. It looks like it shipped 1 month later on May the 4th. I didn't have any successful correspondence with the company during that time, and you know me, I reach out several times to see how responsive they are they courteous? So I just wanted to share that with you. This one is from an organic plant nursery, which I'm thrilled about, and it is Stargazer Perennials. And they also ship, it looks like, through Amazon. So not only through their website online, but you can find them through Amazon. And so I just don't know if they were completely swamped, not only because of the time of the year, but because they're also a supplier to Amazon, which, as you know, is a monster with the number of clients that they're supporting. With Stargazer Perennials, they're located in Oregon, and that's 5B. So if we put aside the lack of ability to be able to contact them, we'll go ahead and think about all of the other unboxings we've done and review them against all of the other vendors. I know during this time of year it is difficult to get responses, even from one of my favorites, David Austin. They're just so swamped, but they have a chat function, and you can reach them at certain times, usually early morning during their busy season, and you can get them up until about noon or 1 East Coast time. And so you can get them through chat. You have the ability to leave them a voicemail and then usually get a response within a couple of days, which doesn't give you that real-time response, but at least it's a response. Here, if you want to communicate with the company, you're going to get your initial order, a verification. On their website, there's no phone number. You can't reach anybody by the phone. There is one of those form fillers that contact us. Put in your name, what is your message, send, and then it sends it out. Communication is not ideal. Will you talk to the same person when you call? We've said that with all of our vendors, and the answer is no, because there is no phone to be able to talk to somebody. I don't know if it's a small business. I'm assuming that it is, because the initial email that I got from them, the response was from one person. On their website, let me grab my glasses here. It says, Stargazer Perennials is best known for its healthy roses that ship all year. No rooted cuttings or bare root roses here. We ship our roses actively growing in either a 4-inch deep root, 5-inch pot. Well, first of all, I think bare roots are great. So they're saying no bare root roses here, as if it's a negative. I don't think it's a negative. No rooted cuttings. Every unboxing that we've done for somebody that has a 4-inch band pot or a 5-inch band pot, they're bands. And what are bands? Bands are newly propagated little babies that are under a year old. So I find that statement interesting, no rooted cuttings. I disagree, just based on that size that they've given alone. But then I also want you to consider everybody that we're ranking against. So what we call a band, smaller 5-inch pots would be High Country, Northland Rosarium, who else? I'll pop it up on the screen if there's anybody else. So, organic. I just want to prepare you for what I'm preparing myself for when I open this box. Organic means that they're not treating it with any chemicals that are synthetic. So I'm expecting that if they have leaves on here, that it might have black spot. I mean, it's been in shipment now for 6 days. If it does have black spot, we know how to treat that. We've done a video on that. You're going to go ahead and pull all the leaves off. No big deal. Sometimes the growers will pull the leaves off during shipment just for that reason, to make sure that they don't get black spot, but that could be something that we see here. I really shouldn't see anything else besides black spot. Possibly. not definitely. Ordering experience, we've talked about that. There's no phone number, a lack of communication, no tracking. That was interesting. So I did get an email notice that said your order has shipped, and there was a space for them to put the tracking number, and that was blank. And so I had no idea how it was being shipped, if it was UPS, USPS, and I've just been waiting for a couple of days to see who it was coming from. It ended up coming through the mail, USPS, and this was in my mailbox, and I'm not sure who did this, but somewhere along the way, it got a little bit unsettled there. So we'll see what we're dealing with when we open it. On their website, they have 22 varieties, and using the website alone was not an issue. You can click through and buy very easily, and they offer free shipping on the entire site. So that's a good thing. So let's get into this boxing. What am I expecting? I am expecting a 4 to 5 inch pot, and this is going to be a band rose. Okay. So here's my invoice. It says that I paid $21.89 and then free shipping. So opening the pot, am I expecting, I'm trying to think back to our other unboxings for other bands. Will it have plastic around the pot itself? I think that we're used to seeing plastic around the bottom of the pot to keep the moisture in. I'm just taking out the paper that was here, and it looks like the rose is taped in there with packing tape. Okay. It looks a little, just like it's missing water here. It's a little sad. It says here, use the included plant stake or your fingers to gently push the rose up and out of the tube from the bottom. Do not pull the rose out of the tube. So we've done a planting video, and I'll go ahead and link that to show you the best way to plant these little tiny band pots. Real easy to do, and let's go ahead and take off this tape here. I want to make sure that it is rooted well in this pot. I'm not seeing any black spot, so that's encouraging. Well, this is nice. Okay, so I'm going to get this a little bit closer. All of the rose is rooted down, so it's really nicely rooted. Can you see that? I'm going to go ahead and pop it back in this pot real quick until I can get it in the ground. So that is very encouraging. The quality of the rose is nice. It just feels a little bit like it needs a little bit of water, but not completely dry, because you know going completely dry would be not a good thing for your rose to recover from. But looking at the leaves, they're nice and bright green. And then you can see the red leaves that are trying to flush out on it. So nice new growth. So all in all, separate from customer service, I'm happy with the quality of the rose. I can't wait to get it in the ground. And I guess you're wondering at this point, what did I get? So I got Marmalade Skies. Marmalade Skies is bred by Mayland. Its stunning, vibrant tangerine orange blooms cover this hardy, compact, ever-blooming rose with 3-inch blooms. It's going to have 20 to 25 petals. Marmalade Skies will add a zesty pop of color in low borders, and it's perfect when paired with your perennials. I think it's going to look beautiful with the Nepeta, that purple pop against the orange. It's non-stop blooming container plant, and it's great for a specimen in the landscape. The clusters of the blooms make a perfect one-stemmed bouquet. This rose is hardy for zones 5 through 9, is going to be 3 foot by 3 foot, and it's a very slight fragrance. On helpmefind.com, they rate it excellent minus. So let's talk about the prices. For Stargazer, I paid $22 for this pot. So if I were to buy 10 roses, and that's how we're going to head and racking and stacking all of the previous 18 unboxings that we've done to make sure that we're taking into account any incentives that are being offered for shipping or discounts for volume. We're just saying, if I buy 10 roses from this vendor, how much will it cost? So for Stargazer Perennials, buying 10 roses at $22, the shipping is free. So our total count would be $220 to buy from Stargazer. The guarantee is unknown. It says to check their fact page, but I'm fairly certain that I did that before I opened this box, and I don't see anything on the page to indicate what the warranty is. So I'm assuming it's upon arrival, give them a call if you have any issues. So let's go ahead and look at that rack and stack now between all the vendors. I'll go ahead and pop that up on the board here. High Country still comes in at our very cost-effective for beautiful roses, and it's about the same size. That was $185. Next would be Chambly at $220, and then next is Stargazer at that same price point, $220. Right after that is a Reverence for Roses at $228, and you know that they have some wonderful antique roses. So let's look real quick at what they say here in their growing tip. They're saying that you should wait a day or two after you receive it to let it acclimate to your environment, leave it in its pot, and then after 2 days you can plant it in the garden. Plant it in the early morning, we've talked about that, or late in the evening so that the sun won't be hitting it. This is interesting. It says, do not use compost or manure products. I'm not sure why, unless they're thinking that it is too much on the new roots. I will use Biotone because I use Biotone on everything, and that is so gentle to encourage root growth. But they're saying not to use compost or manure. And when I did my fertilizing video, I shared with you that once I have a plant arrive, I want it to be a gentle transition. I get it in the ground and I'm only giving that Biotone and maybe some gypsum. And then I wait like 6 weeks, and then I'm putting manure around the top and then rose tone. So we're going to do the same thing with this. Even though it's coming in later than all of the other roses in the garden, it's going to get the same treatment so that it can gently acclimate to the yard. They're saying add slow release fertilizer around the base of the plant. So they're saying that I can use rose tone, but not the compost, but I'm still going to wait, as we just discussed. They're offering a website, and I'll go ahead and post it up here for all of my organic gardeners out there. It says that for organic gardening, visit saferbrand.com for organic pest disease control products. So we'll check it out and see what they're looking at there on that site. They said to use, if you're using conventional gardening as opposed to organic, they recommend Bio Advanced 3-in-1. So there you go. And they have their permit number attached for being able to ship. What they have to state that the plant is free from is the European brown garden snail. I hope that this video was helpful and that you'll know what to expect when you buy from Stargazer Perennials. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the alert button, and then you can follow along with us during the summer as we watch the progress on all of these roses. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.